Welcome back. You're still watching Midcap Radar on CNBC-TV18. As promised, we have the management of Cigniti Technologies. So, if you remember, the IT major HCL Tech recently told CNBC-TV18 that higher than anticipated furloughs in the BFSI, telecom and high-tech sectors has driven the downward revision in the company's guidance. So, the question we're asking is the tech sector witnessing a growth slowdown? What does this mean for companies catering to BFSI? We focus on Cigniti Technologies. It's a company that draws over 20% of its revenues from the BFSI segment. Krishnan Venkatachary, who's the CFO of the company, joins us now to talk about that. Mr. Venkatachary, before I talk about your own business and the growth trends, first a word on the caution that HCL Tech threw up with respect to the BFSI vertical. Are you facing the same at your end? And are you just seeing a delay in terms of client spends, or are there cancellations as well?
Hi, Sonia. Good afternoon. And we have gone through the statements, and we have been keen observer across the industry and the trend very clearly. As it stands in terms of the market perspective, we are cautiously optimistic. When you look at in terms of our business per se, aligning with what it is in terms of the global outlook, is that we have been very successful. October, November, December forms the bulk of the renewals for us, and we have been able to successfully carry through about approximately 88% of the renewal, including the BFSI sector, confidently. But when I step back and try to give that as a prelude, is that the momentum which has been given to the digital and other transformation initiative during the Corona time by the corporates across the world, I think that steam has not stopped, and that steam is continuing, and clients are continuing with that core area. I think it is a non-core areas on the IT and other areas which has been trying to take a downward trend, which predominantly in the BFSI sector, which is coming through. But fortunately for us, we have won a couple of clients in the BFSI sector, which are huge deal clients during January of 22. And those clients, the renewals have moved up, which is a major contributor, which has rolled over for the next year intact. And then we are cautiously reviewing in terms of the further expansion and mining in terms of the activity.
Right. So BFSI is a little over 20% of your overall revenues. The others, of course, comes in from retail, e-commerce, travel, hospitality. Both these are doing extremely well. I just wanted to know about healthcare and life sciences as well. All basically an outlook on all the other verticals that you operate in. I mean, earlier you had spoken about high teens sort of growth in retail and e-com, travel to recover to about 18 to 20% of your revenues versus 16% last year. And for the overall business, over 15% growth this year. What is your sense? Do you hold on to those numbers?
I'm holding on to the numbers for the current year, because we are almost finishing 3 quarters. Of course, the numbers will come through as we publish. But I think the year doesn't look any kind of a challenge in terms of, except for a minor aberration. But I think we are confident in terms of the current year as it stands. For the next year, though we are not in the process of guidance, but I think we have accelerated more in terms of the newest technologies, in terms of the digital and other initiatives, and especially existing set of clients in a big way. And adding to that, we are also in an advanced stage of negotiations with a couple of large clients on the retail and e-com sector. So we are pretty confident that the high teen growth for the next year also we will be able to achieve as it stands. But just to give some statistics, probably is that the market, as per Gartner, also is from 7% to 5% is what is the growth is tapering down. But that itself as a volume is going to be at about 4.6 trillion. And with core areas of development coming through, while we are cautiously observing, but I think we are confident that we'll be able to pass through the phase. And the trend says very clearly is that when the recession comes through, it's about 3 quarters. And post 3 quarters, I think it's the IT and software which really bounce back. And we expect that to happen even at the mid of the calendar year next year, that things will really bounce back. And adding back to your question in terms of the airlines, I think we have seen an encouraging trend in the airline sector for us.
So you said that you're looking forward to high teens growth in this fiscal. Will any of that come courtesy the acquisition route? Because you were contemplating an acquisition as well. Will you close anything in this fiscal? And if yes, what is the kind of ballpark amount that you're looking to invest?
I don't see something affirmative as it comes will move through. But as I see the timelines, probably before March, the inorganic growth will not be concluding as it stands, the way the work is moving around. But I think the next year part, we will come back very clearly because definitely the evaluation is in progress clearly. But when I talk about the high teen growth, I've talked about organic growth very clearly without any kind of an inorganic growth.
Right. How many clients have you added in the third quarter so far? The first quarter was 13, the second quarter was 9. You said you have renewed 88% of your BFSI clients, but you also added a bunch of new clients. What is the outlook there?
I think we have added about close to 7 new clients during the quarter, which are sizable in business terms as it stands, and which is an encouraging trend for us on a economy which is slightly spiraling downwards. 7 new clients we have come, but of course we'll come out with the entire data set of numbers as we publish the results very clearly.
Okay, so 7 new clients added. The promoters have a little over 36% stake in the company. At any point, would they be looking to add more stake or buy back?
No, as I have repeated very clearly, promoters are confident about the business very clearly. It's the question of just adjusting their priorities, and at any point of time, they will try to increase their stake, and they are here to stay in the business to increase the stake. I think it's a continuous process, but I think I'll not get into their financials in terms of when they'll be doing it and timing it. But I think they are absolutely optimistic and positive about the company in terms of trying to reinvest back or probably do the kind of buybacks which we did during the year, or the kind of activities which are beneficial to the shareholders. But I think absolutely they are contemplating and they are trying to work through to see that how best their stake can really move.
Yeah, the reason why we asked this question is because they have been increasing the stake from June to September as well. And from the last time we spoke to now, the stock has corrected about 15% odd. So if the promoters are looking to enter, it's only getting more attractive. At what level they tend to enter is something that we're trying to time. But I understand that you won't be able to speak about that. Could you give us some more sense on, you've recently incorporated a subsidiary in Costa Rica. You had built an office in Prague about a year ago. So what sort of growth are you anticipating from these 2 places? And at the same time, margins, you said 15 to 16% is something that one can expect. This is what the levels were pre-pandemic, and now post-pandemic, this is normalizing. By when does that happen?
We expect that in terms of the EBITDA coming back to the north of 15% plus in the next financial year. That's a target which will really move up, and we are confident we'll be able to do that. Coming back to the subsidiaries very clearly is that we did open up in the European region, and that has gone a bit slow in terms of the automeasures post the corona in terms of trying to slow down our deferment. But however, we still have that as a strategic center because we are catering to certain UK clients in terms of banking and other sectors. So it becomes a good nearshore center, though the ramp up has been slightly slow. But coming back to the recent incorporation approvals which we have filed across in terms of the Costa Rica is that our existing clients, be it on the airline industry or on the the retail and other space, have also asked for a nearshore facility, and after careful evaluation, and there is a business-backed guarantees coming through from these clients, and these are global corporations and business-backed guarantees have come in, and based on that relationship, we have quickly accelerated in terms of trying to incorporate the company. And we are positively optimistic because the timing at which what we are trying to do itself is a difficult time, which means that the confidence level in terms of the business is quite high. And that is one of the reasons we have moved ahead very fast over here.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot for joining in and all the best. That's Cigniti Technologies. They remain cautiously optimistic and they're holding on to their guidance. The stock is up almost about 0.7% right now. Let's slip into a quick break. On the other side is a special segment, Midcap Spotlight. We'll be focusing on GIC, or General Insurance Corporation of India. The stock is up 9% right now. Stay tuned.